I'm Abiola Jackson. This is the Entertainment News and Celebrity Gossip TV for Friday, May the 2nd. In entertainment news, it seems like Shannon Sharpe's name can't stay out of the news. Well, according to Shannon Sharpe's ex, Michelle, she claims that he raped her in a sit down interview. And she was also scared for her life after his threats for filing a restraining order against him. So she does an interview here. This is courtesy of the U.S. Sun or the Sun.com. She does a one-on-one sit-down interview with them to discuss this and many more on the situation with her and Shannon Sharpe. This be full warning. This is a very disturbing, graphic interview. So just be full warned about this. So we'll be playing the interview now. Just hold on.
The biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand.
So as you guys can see here, it says here the Shannon Sharpe's ex, Michelle Evans, sued him in 2023, claiming he raped her during their relationship. The suit came to light again last month after Sharpe was sued for $50 million by a second woman who also claims he raped her. So Sharpe denied both lawsuits. Let's continue with the interview, the sit down interview with this lady Michelle. Just hold on.
We met in actually the press room at the Broncos, April of 2002. And but we didn't start talking until we met up at a club at Blue 67 in Denver. I don't know if anyone is listening from Denver, but yeah, we were at a club at the same time. We didn't go together. We just happened to both be there. And so he started talking to me and started pursuing me pretty heavily from then on. I resisted for a while because, I was a reporter and I didn't want to mix the two. But he's very charming. And we dated until the 2010 incident. And then it came to abrupt end because I wanted, we were arguing and he was threatening me and stuff like that after, but I didn't see him again after he raped me.
What led up to that fight, that 2010 fight that you guys, I know that the argument ensued first before he allegedly raped you?
The argument was about the fact that he had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to.
So basically Shannon Sharpe's being disingenuous to the woman. He wasn't being honest and forthright with what his intentions were with the lady, according to what she's saying in so many words. So with all that, he tried to be very controlling and domineering towards this woman, thinking that he didn't take into consideration and didn't care how she felt and what she thought about it, what he was doing. He just went about and did what he wanted to do because like I said, he thought he was in so many words, he thought that he was in the right, he was untouchable, that kind of thing. So he wasn't honest with this lady at all. Let's continue.
break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating. So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. Shannon asked me to break up with my husband. And I don't recall for sure, but I think I did. And so, you know, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. Not for me anyway.
Can you tell us just broadly? I know it's probably painful to relive this situation, but can you tell us generally what happened that day?
It was fighting, and usually we fought on the phone and not in person. So it was the biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. I told him no, because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. And
how ironic is that? She basically, how ironic. The two ladies that are filing out, the two accusers who accused Shannon Sharpe of rape, in both situations, when he wanted to have intercourse with both of them, they both said no, but he couldn't take no for an answer. So that's when he became possessive, angry, and he became verbally abusive. So, I mean, oh boy. I guess no to Shannon Sharpe is not is something that he doesn't accept. Let's continue. I think I may have went back a little bit on this video. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry.
we just happened to both be there, and the argument was, and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating. So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. Shannon asked me to break up with my husband. And I don't recall for sure, but I think I did. And so, you know, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. Not for me anyway.
Can you tell us just broadly? I know it's probably painful to relive this situation, but can you tell us generally what happened that day?
It was fighting, and usually we fought on the phone and not in person. So it was the biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. I told him no, because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. So he overpowered me, put me to my knees, put his penis in my mouth. And after he got enough of that, he put me on the bed. And, you know, this was all a struggle. So I had said no. And I said no, even though I was thinking that. And so it was the hardest. Yeah, this is too hard. I remember he got dressed and he knew what he did. And so, you know, I just kind of escorted him out the door. And And then I wasn't going to do anything about it. Sometimes when you're with the person for a long time, it's hard for you to realize that they're being the perpetrator, even though you know it, you don't want to admit it. And there's so much going through your mind. But then he started coming at me. If I tell anybody, he'll use everybody he knows to destroy me, which he basically has. And then he started making other threats against my life, threats. He just was so worried that it would get out, and I wasn't going to do anything. But when he kept calling me at work, and when he kept, just very aggressively behaving, and I could see it wasn't going to go away, and he said he was going to destroy me and he was going to kill me, and he told me he was watching me, and all that. I just went and got a protective order. I'd had enough. And unfortunately, shortly after, he doxed me and my address got out, and I had somebody stop by my apartment, which had a door that led right to the side. It was basically on the sidewalk. And somebody came up to my door and said, "Shut up," screamed it at the top of their lungs.
You hear that? Boy, oh boy. He was so angry and mad at her to the point where he gave out her address to the public, and someone came to her home and the person verbally abused her. Just basically uttered threatening stuff to this lady. Jesus, oh my gosh. I guess I guess this is Shannon Sharpe's way of if he doesn't get his way, this is the wickedness that he's doing. This is the type of wickedness that he does. One of many wickedness that he does. This is unbelievable. Man. Wow, I tell you. Let's continue. Oh boy.
And I had my daughter in there right there. And I was like, oh, no. And so I went and I dropped it, because also at my house, not my apartment, my house, at my house, somebody came to my house and sat out front in the driveway while my daughter was there alone. Someone came to my house, someone came to my apartment. And after my daughter called me, that's when I went straight there.
So after you rescinded the restraining order, was there any other weird stuff, or did it kind of just die down?
It died down. I tried to move on with my life. We may have talked, I think, once or twice. But then he started going on television. He came to my job, Turner Broadcasting, went on TV at CNN, and it was my job to put the videos from up to YouTube for CNN. That was part of my job. So I'm putting up this video, and here I see Shannon at my job talking about domestic violence, and the co-host mentioned that, oh, you had one that was just totally dropped, made it look like the police dropped it, not that I had gone down and withdrawn it. It created a picture that wasn't accurate. And that was a very hostile work environment.
I'm going to ask something that might be a little sensitive or might sound insensitive, I should say. But I'm going to go ahead and ask it because it's a question that I'm sure people are wondering. Why didn't you file a police report when he raped you? Because
I was scared for my life. He said he would use it, everybody he knows, and he knows lots of police officers. So I didn't know that if I went down there, that would be one of the people that he knows. Atlanta has a problem with corruption down there. And I was too scared to go to the police. Because when this happens, you're in a trauma mindset. You're not in a, every day you and I are talking here like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should do that. No, you're like fear for your life. You're traumatized. You're not thinking straight. You're having anxiety and panic attacks. And I was worried that he would, get a hold of this police officer, and who knows what would happen. And so it was just a decision, and it's a decision a lot of rape victims make, to not go to the police. They always say the woman is crazy. You know, hey, I might be at this point after everything I've dealt with. But back then, no. No. Definitely not crazy. And to see him paint me the way that he did, first off, I'm not somebody crawling out of the woodwork to talk about my connection with him like he insinuated in his statement. I've been out. I've been suing him.
What's your message to his latest accuser, who's been doxing? What would you say to her if you can send a message to her?
I pray for you. I have been there. I've been dealing with this for 15 years, so I know what you're going through.
And that's basically that's the interview. Boy, oh boy, I'm glad that I. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm glad she spoke out and said what she had to say. Glad she got off her chest, and hopefully she's able to. Once she got off her chest, she's able to, like, you know, put this situation. Hopefully, like I said, she's able to get through it. And I know she's in a lawsuit right now with Shannon Sharpe, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm glad she spoke out and said what she had to say. Because she said it's been 15 years. She's been dealing with it for 15 years. So, I mean, it's a long time to deal with this kind of thing. 15 years of these reoccurring situations that had occurred at the time that she described. It's a long, so glad she got it off her chest. At least she spoke up about it. I wish her well. Whatever she does, I wish her well. I wish her well. I wish her the best. Well, hopefully, hopefully she moves forward and moves on, and in a positive way. So we'll see how this turns out. Nothing else to see on this. That's it. Again, hit the like and subscribe button. More entertainment news, celebrity gossip TV. Nothing else to say. Man, it seems like all the skeletons are coming out of the closet from one grape victim to another grape victim. The skeletons are coming out of the closet for Shannon Sharpe in 2025. Again, for more entertainment news, celebrity gossip TV. Until next time, peace and out.